You will ask me what's so good about the morning, From school to college and college to again a college, and you thought it would be different. But you are still in the same, place and same position, sitting, listening and listening. Yes, no?
Yes.
Feeling a little tired?
No.
Used to it, huh?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, before I begin, a little bit, I should thank Jaipuria for inviting me here, and my fellow faculties whom I'm meeting, again after a year or so. I think 8 months back I was here in the HR conclave, and learned guests here. Thank you very much because it's a privilege, honor, to launch the book in Jaipur. It has got launched online yesterday, and it's a proud one. I don't have words, to express it, today how I feel. So it will take me 2 minutes to, reconcile my thoughts. I'm also human. Okay, so having butterflies in the stomach is good, but you shouldn't have elephants in the stomach. That's the only thing which I advise you, before we move on. I think it's a fortunate occasion that you are all here. It's a fortunate, I would say, destiny for all of you. Okay, because as both the previous speaker have spoken about, some great programs launching with the batch. Plus, you would have cracked those cats, mad, sats, bats, all those things, and came all the way here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I always say that you are a fortunate self. If you are a fortunate self, I always believe that you should use that into the right energy, Have you seen the funnel? You've seen a funnel? Modern people don't see it, we used to see it every day. We used to see it, the funnel. Can you open your hands, my friend? Thank you. Okay. So, funnel is something which you need to, funnel your energies. And previous speakers have covered most of the things which I had written down, so I would have to think again out of the box to speak to all of you. But my message, the first message to you is, success only comes to people. According to me and my book, success comes when you have heard and heart. It defines a very simple formula for success. It says head plus heart in a bracket into objectives equals to success. And their success doesn't come with 2 S's, it comes with multiple S's. As many S's you can have, So till the time your head and heart is not into the objectives, the success may come, may not come. It's not a guarantee, So a lot of you would have been told in your lives, by a lot of people whom you would have met, influential people, do what you love doing. If you can't do that, then love what you do. Because 70% of the time, big corporates will not allow you to do what you love doing. Okay, let me tell you that, okay? So do what you love do. Do what you do, or love what you do. It is interesting, I have spoken in so many forums, but when I was asked by Dr. Prabhat to come here and speak, I thought, what should I speak to them, So as usual, I am more one-click generation rather than, a Gen X or a Gen Y or a baby boomer. Okay, so I am more one-click generation like all of you, I call myself one-click, Need to carry 3 phones, need to be on the move always, okay. So was surfing the net, and I found a few great speakers speaking about few interesting things in different colleges, internationally, on a keynote session, like we are delivering it today, So I thought, why not include it into a small 5 minutes, into the things, because I don't know whether you, how many of you view YouTube? Upload videos, very nice. See, your book said 3 hands and YouTube has 100%. Okay. So, how many of you know Steve Jobs? Most of us? Very good. So he says, I'm just quoting a few lines and then we'll move to the, next part of the things which I put down for you. He says, don't waste your time. He says, time is money and energy. Just don't waste it. You have only, at an average of 58 to 60 years of life, you have already spent 21, 23. I can see the badge side. But I'm seeing you all are between 21 to 24. So you have already spent 25, 30, 33% of that. An interesting thing is, sometimes my wife says that you will get killed and you sleep only 3.5 hours, 3 hours. I tell her that, I have another 25 years to live and I need to contribute. I will be born again as a human after 3 million births, okay? So, it's important that I contribute to what I can. So, I have that message for you from my life. How many of you know Sheryl Sandberg? No? How many of you know Mark Zuckerberg? She's number 2 to Mark Zuckerberg, COO of Facebook. Better know her. Very active on LinkedIn. She had an unfortunate incident a few days back. Her husband, who was the CEO of or a managing director of SurveyMonkey.com. You've heard of SurveyMonkey.com? I have done a lot of surveys on it free of cost, so I am very aware of it. It's a very good website where you can do all the happiness surveys and everything on free of cost, okay? So sometimes you don't need, the lesson is sometimes you don't need money to bring happiness or whatever you want to do in life. Sometimes you don't need to invest 20 lakh rupees in Gallup. You can do it on SurveyMonkey.com also, okay? So, I think she wrote a very, very touching letter and after her husband passed away. And he passed away with a freak accident on a treadmill. Okay. So she wrote that bring your wholesome to college. Don't get yourself physically, get yourself mentally also. You need to be present here. When you are here, you need to be present. It's important that whatever money your parents are spending, you utilize them. Misuse your faculty, I would say. Don't use them, misuse them. Okay, if they take you to a ride, you take them for a ride. Okay, and take it out from them. Okay. Next one I put down is an interesting author, J.K. Rowling. Have you heard of her?
Yes.
What is famous about her? Harry Potter. Who is the publisher of Harry Potter? Bloomsbury. Published by the same publisher. Okay. So she writes, be prepared to fail in life. Very interesting. Do you know her story? She was a housewife who was beaten, in a normal circumstances, in normal life. She's a multi-million-dollar lady today. Okay, and she sells 3 million copies in India itself. Forget about across the world. So, when the things will change, you don't know. Okay. The last one, it's by Eric. Okay, and he says, though I put down a few more, but I cut it short, and he says, say yes often. You know what he means? Say no less. You would have been taught somewhere, in your, or you would have been taken through this word impossible in life, Have you spelled it? I am possible. Okay, so yeah, good. You guys are a little up to the mark. Huh? So good. So I think goal and everything we have put down, in terms of achieving it and visualizing it. It is the best way to achieve that goal. I'm just taking it forward. Is write it down, big, bold in front of you. I want to be a corporate leader by 2025. I want to be my own entrepreneur by 2025. Put it there. Put it there in front of your place where you sleep. Do that the first thing after you decide whatever you want to do in life, So I think this is an important thing. Now you have been fortunate and you have cracked this cat, bat and sat. Maybe the day was unfortunate or fortunate or whatever, and somebody else's, this thing was there. But when you are fortunate and you have cracked it, it's very important that you utilize it, And don't worry about how much you will spend in next 2 years. Please open your hands. My friend, to you. Thank you. Body language is 93% of what we speak, Only 7% is orator and other skills. So you need to keep your body language open. And if भगवान ने रीढ़ की हड्डी दी है तो सीधा बैठना सीखना चाहिए. Okay? So that's two very important things from an HR perspective. I'm just telling you, when we select somebody, what do we see? Okay, so it's important that you polish your skills when you have come here and then you've been selected. It's important that integrity has been talked about. How many of you understand this word integrity? Can you define it for me in very, very simple terms? What is integrity? Yes, please.
Say what you do what you say.
What do? What you do, what you say. Something like walk the talk. Okay. What is integrity? Question remains open. What is honesty? Being yourself. Being honest to yourself. Very good. Okay, I'll take it to your 6th standard. How many of you remember, 6th standard of your maths or algebra or whatever you used to do? Do you remember? Do you remember a word you read which was called integers? What was it? What did it mean? It was also called prime numbers. What did it mean? दिमाग की बुद्धि जलाओ. कैट ट्रैक किया है अभी. Yes, please. There is no good or right or bad answer. Please speak.
Which cannot be divisible by.
Which cannot be divisible by anything else apart from themselves and one. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 11. They are all integers. Integrity is a value which cannot be divided. It's mother of all values. It derives honesty. It derives walk the talk. It derives so many things. But integrity is something which is the base of the value. So imbibe it. That's what we look for from all of you. Apart from that, we all look you to be, great companies always want great human beings, humane. I always say human resources, the first word is humane. So if you are a good human being, half of your battle is won. So that's very important, in life. I want to quote today a very different person, I'm not so good at Kabir and, all those things which Dr. Saab is good at. And let's take it to a different level. Word of sports, Let's take it to Muhammad Ali. Who is he?
Yes, sir.
Boxer. So he said in a very, very different and difficult circumstances, he said, suffer now. Either you suffer now or suffer later. What he meant was, suffer now while practicing and you will be a champion later. Otherwise, पापा मम्मी ने सबको तुमको यही बोला होगा, अभी पढ़ ले बाद में साहब बनेगा, अभी नहीं पढ़ेगा तो बाद में कर्मचारी बनेगा. So, okay, जितना मर्जी पीछे भाग लो टोंका के, अगर सरस्वती से दूर भागोगे तो टोंका भी भागेगा. Okay, so टोंका के पीछे नहीं, सरस्वती के पीछे भागने का. Okay, it is better. I always say to my people and my teams, it is better to fade away than to burn away. It's better. Whatever you have strength, just push it out. Okay. I have an interesting story, though I don't want to share much from the book, and I'll talk to you maybe in the last 5 minutes about the book. But I want to share something interesting story about virginity, and the book, and you will say, what am I talking about, So I had written this book close to 19 times now, before the release. So I had already written 9-10 times, and I was frustrated by that time, and all the publishers had rejected it, and I went to different publishers, and I met a saint in Ramakrishna Mutt. How many of you know Ramakrishna Mutt? How many of you are Bengalis here? Apart from doctor and me, I am half. Ramakrishna Mutt, you don't know? So please sit. Don't have to get up. It's not school anymore. Okay. So that's the only privilege you get. You can't get up, but you can't leave. Huh? So you don't quit. Okay. So I was writing this book and I was comparing, Gallup with it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Have you read Maslow's hierarchy of needs? From base needs to, self-actualization needs. And engagement is all about similar things, Gallup also works, which is one of the most renowned institute and survey company which does surveys for, engagement and happiness. It does based on the Maslow's hierarchy of need. It also talks about, the basic need. Do I know what I am expected at work? Do I have materials or equipments to do my work? To friend and family and whatever. I'm not going to teach you that today. Okay, so I was writing this book and I had 3 chapters which were relating, Gallup and everything. So this gentleman sees my book, very blunt guy, and writes a lot of books for HarperCollins, and is known as one of the best sellers. And sadhu, तो क्या बोलेगा? डर भी लगता है कभी-कभी साधुओं से. So he says, if your theory is virgin, why are you comparing it with somebody else? If you have given a new concept to the book, why are you comparing it? The lesson learned was that I came back to Delhi and I threw the 3 chapters into the dustbin and rewrote. Okay, so rewrote it. I think it was 11th or 12th time that time, and I'll tell you how it went up to 19 times. But sometimes, do things which no one has done. Do things. You will get recognized only when you do things which no one has done. You can be either a follower or a leader. Though to become a leader, you need to be a good follower. And I always tell my team that you can't recruit all leaders. Then there will be a mass chaos in the company. अगर कोई follower ही नहीं रहेगा, सारे ही leader हो जाएंगे, तो फिर कौन follow करेगा? Okay, so it is very important. Now, Prabhatji touched on it, but I will emphasize on it. Read books. Most of you don't read books. Very, very sad state. Sorry to say. You can use Kindle if you want to. You can use Google. You can do whatever in life. Read books and don't read. It is an advice. He will give you a list of 500 books. Okay. Don't read books of leaders who are already history. Do read them for status of whatever they have written. Good to know things. Read current. किसी ने हैप्पीनेस के बारे में 50 साल पहले जो लिखा था 25 कंपनियों के बारे में, वो 25 की 25 कंपनियां अभी तक डूब चुकी हैं. Think about current and what is going to be future. And future is very, very difficult for you, my friends. The generations are changing in 3 years. By the time you pass out, it will change in 2 or 1 year, as per my prediction. If it is going to change after 1 year, the batch next to you will be more equipped than you, and the batch after that will be more equipped than you. So you need to keep brushing. If you want to work with sir, me, Nehal, somebody like us, you need to keep moving your, the other part, which is the title of my book, which I was sharing with Dr. Prabhat just now. I'm writing another book called Hungry People, Better Results. And the subtitle of the book is very interesting. It's called Fire in the Wrong Side. Okay, so without that, nothing happens in life, Before I move forward, and I take 5 minutes in doing do's, because a lot of people have done do's, in life. 2 of my favorite speakers have already covered do's of life. So I'll quickly just touch on things which they have not touched. Ask questions. As I said, irritate your lecturer. Unless and until you irritate him, you won't get the answers. So either get the answer or either throw him out of the class. That is the advice. Become intelligent, ask questions, but do not give him 10 definitions from Google. He's teaching Bichara leadership and you are surfing net and giving him 10 definitions from leadership. So my first session, if I come again, would be that keep your phones on the desktop, because I'm very scared of net and the speed of internet nowadays. So ask question, apply and participate in different things in life. This is a forum for you. You are away from your parents, and you're away from a lot of good things in life. Okay, open your hands, lady, and you will be tortured for the next 2 years. Okay, so get prepared for it. Okay, you're back to school days. The more you work now, as I said, the better you will be after you come out. Sharpening the saw, as per Stephen Covey, 7 habits of highly effective people. Read books like that. Surround yourself with brilliant students. Be found in good students. And for one-click generation, I call you all one-click generation. Everything is on one click available. I always suggest, take those brilliant or best people whom you are near with. Please open your hands, my friend. Thank you. Okay, so out for a cup of coffee. Take them out. Spend 75 rupees in cafe coffee days. Listen to them for 30 minutes. That's the best learning you can get. Listen, listen, and listen. Because 85% as per your studies, the knowledge which you have acquired is through listening. अगर भगवान को ये मालूम होता कि तुम बोलने से ज्यादा इफेक्टिव होगे, तो 2 मुंह और 1 कान दिया होता ना बीच में. अगर 2 कान और 1 मुंह दिया है, तो 66% of the time you need to listen. Yes, no, I'm just going by theory. Some of you would join finance and other things which he had said. I have no thoughts on that. Okay. Commit only when you can follow it. Very simple statement. You need to give 101% commitment to what you are doing, That's a very important thing. Commit only when you can participate, you can deliver. Don't commit. Always under-commit, over-deliver. Okay, that's the management guru lesson I am giving you. Teacher को बोलना परसों दूंगा और कल दे देने का. Okay, so you will get better marks. Sorry, I'm just giving them some after under the carpet ideas. Okay. Build relationship on performance and not on conversations. Don't build relationship there on you will be here for 2 years. Don't build relationship with who is a great speaker, great to look at. Build relationship with right people. The more you speak in right forums, the more you participate in right forums, you have got a few chances. You have a mentoring program coming up, you have some other places, you will get noticed and picked up maybe in the first year itself. So your first objective will be solved. If your first objective will be solved, then the second and third and fourth semester will become very, very easy. If you are confident, because giving you a simple definition of confidence or conviction. Conviction comes from confidence into your capabilities. If you are confident, then only you are convicted of conviction. I call it conviction, convicted of conviction. Always help people. I've talked about, about that thing. I have an interesting point which I thought I should share, and which I used to be not a brilliant student, so I used to always mimic brilliant students, so that I learn from them. That's also a good way to learn, Now, the more difficult is, what you need to give up, what you need to not do here, which will give you success. This is more important, This list is more important. Stephen Covey talks about spending time in things which you can control. It's too technical now, but in simple terms, it is spending time. What I can do, well, I can contribute. Or in simple example, which you will relate to, I don't have to talk about, Mahendra Singh Dhoni as in his captaincy. You can't influence it. Though every Indian man is a good cricket commentator, but you don't need to talk because you don't influence it. You influence the things which you can. Okay? So that's a Stephen Covey lesson in a small nutshell. Maybe sometimes we'll do it, sometimes later. So give up. The biggest give up you have to give up is fear to fail from here on. As I told her, get up and speak. No need to be worried about whether you are right or wrong. I am telling you, you will remember these words which I am saying 2.5 years when you hit the corporate world. Your success in leadership ladder will depend when you lose your fear to fail. When you have the ability to say no. This is what we look for. As soon as you will come to our organization or a great organization, they will take you into a shambles and make you, take you to a different tangent and make you get rid of that fear to fail. So just get rid of it. If you want to be successful in this college or in your lives, just get rid of it from today. Just throw it into the dustbin. There's nothing to fail. I am not a good communicator. If I was not a good communicator with all 5 senses, presuming that I don't have common sense, okay, the 6th sense, if I was not a good communicator, then KFC of Connaught Place wouldn't have got the best rating for customer service with deaf and dumb people. Let me tell you. Okay? Highest turnover restaurant with serving people are deaf and dumb. Park Street in Kolkata, KFC has deaf and dumb people. How many of you know Park Street in Kolkata? Okay? So good. So, सबसे बेशी भीड़ वैसा नहीं होय, means most of the crowd is there. If that is the case, if they can be the best in the customer service, then all of you with 5 senses should be the best. Yes, no? Yes. I can't see any yes or no's. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Are you awake?
Yes, sir.
Or already sleeping?
No, sir.
Okay. So sir said one doha. I will just take it to a different tangent, So I have written something about procrastination, and I have started with a doha called, Kabir Das, so I can't be calling myself. But everybody knows that doha, Aaj kare so kaal kar so parso. अभी इतनी जल्दी भी क्या है प्यारे, अभी तो जीना है परसों. So that's procrastination for you, you know. You have to give that up if you have to succeed. Especially in critical times like this, and my friend from Jaipur will agree to it. Leaders always look for 3 solutions. Leader always look for people who can contribute. It's a very critical time in our economy. We are expected, you know, to be one of the youngest workforce in next 8 years. And our happiness scores is 117 out of 150 countries. And our employee engagement score is 9%, meaning 91 people out of every 100 are looking for a job. So we are in a tragic situation, you know. So you have to give that up in critical times. You have to give up, choose to do nothing. Okay? You need to give up, as I said, fear to fail, your Mr. Right or Miss Right approach. Okay? There is nothing right or wrong in life. You may have to give that up. You may have to give up, you know, making excuses rather than taking decisions. Okay? I'm just keeping a tab on my time, you know. So then I think I've spoken about most great leaders, you know, and you know, I've spoken about do's and don'ts. I thought I'll just speak about one page, what I feel is your future, you know, and how you can build future for yourself. I've written about it in an article for a European training magazine. It's called 3 Laws of Impending Language. Impending means futuristic language, inspired by 2 things, 3 laws of motion and meeting between Obama and Mr. Modi. I've just written 3 laws. It says, law number 1, what you stand for, you need to clarify it. Did you hear them speaking? Both of them? We want to do this. We want to achieve X in the country. What you need to stand for, you need to clarify. Second, very, very important law which you should remember throughout your life. Enrollment of people is important for success. Enrollment of all of you for this program is important for the director of the program's success. Enrollment of all of you and my speech. The success is when I enroll all of you. Your success will be when you become leaders, future leaders, when you enroll people with you. How did they both do? Till date, Modi is always on Twitter, you know. Yes, no?
Yes.
He's always close to Janta. So he's trying and enrolling people of the country. His campaign was enrollment of people. Okay? That's why there was such a mass failure of other parties, you know. When people are enrolled into your actions, everything else doesn't matter. Okay? The last and long-term, last law which I wrote was, you know, long-term vision or success to commitment is what takes you to different places, you know. So you need to know what is your long-term vision. Very importantly, you know, I want to touch upon a very interesting thing which I found, you know, when I've gone for recruitment and speaking to different colleges. Students always say, I want to join marketing, I want to join human resources, I want to join finance. My friend, there is nothing complete without that cycle. How many of you can say that you don't need human resources knowledge to be a finance leader? Do you need? No, yes. You don't need to manage people? Do you not need to sell yourself? The first selling will be, you know, in the interview which you would have faced for the college. You sold yourself, and that's how Dr. Prabhat enrolled you into the college. You will sell yourself for a job. If you can sell yourself, you can sell the world. You can sell anything on the world. For that again, your ma'am was just commenting to me, you're more of a selling professional than an HR professional. So that's part of life, You need to sell yourself. And you will be shocked, what is my background and where I am and what is I'm doing currently. Nidhi is the right person who will be able to tell you a little bit more about me. Okay. Then, this 2 years would be a journey, Anything in life is a journey. Engagement in life is a journey. Success in life is a journey. Everything in life is a journey.